Hello and welcome to Boyd Digital Live with me, Grant Ruxton, and him, Colin Boyd.
That's me. I'm Colin Boyd.
This is where we answer your questions about internet marketing. And here's Colin with today's question.
Okay, we had a look at LinkedIn this morning, and there was a question in there from Paulina Jamza, who's an account manager in London for a online marketing agency. And her question was, are Facebook pages replacing websites? So,
What do we think about that?
in my opinion, Facebook pages are great for brands, single item brands, where you're trying to grow people, but you don't necessarily look for direct sales of a website. Say a beer brand or something that you would buy in a shop rather than buy off a website. So
If you look at pages as they are now, you can pretty much do anything, and most things you can do within a website can be done within a page, albeit the narrow 520 pixels wide
520
is your ballpark. You can put straight HTML in there, and you can do all sorts of things using Facebook markup language. So yeah, I mean, you maybe don't need to a web page and some questions, and the question would be if you had £1,000, just for argument's sake, you spend that £1,000 on developing a website.
What,
Do you spend
what,
half of that on a nice Facebook page with a few bespoke tabs with HTML, Facebook markup language, and then spend the other £500 on adverts on Facebook to bring people into your Facebook page?
I think if you're a brand such as a beer, which maybe has one or two varieties of beer, then what you'd be looking to do is possibly get as many people on Facebook as you can and get them to become advocates of your brand. So get them to turn up at your events, get them to post photos, get them to post videos, all including your brand. Where if your budget was £1,000, if you were to do this on a website, the development costs would be quite massive in terms of what the Facebook page cost would be. So you could effectively manage a blog, RSS feeds, video, music, photographs, all within Facebook very easily. It can be set up in relatively a few days, and you could be then attracting people towards it. Whereas a website, you would have to brief the company what you wanted, then you get through development and all the other things that come with it, and it would take maybe 6 weeks, even longer, to get the same level of website at the multiplier on that in terms of cost would be huge in terms of getting up there on Facebook. So if you had a limited budget and you're looking to get people to know about your brand, then definitely Facebook pages are the way to go.
And from a brand management point of view, having worked with brand guys that are all about the brand's so precious. Do you think there's a risk that by just having a Facebook page instead of a traditional website, it would be looked upon as cheap, not in keeping with certain brands?
I don't think so. If people are on Facebook, they're already there, so it's easier for them to stay there and interact with your brand rather than be on Facebook talking to their friends, have to leave Facebook to find your website. Your website probably doesn't do anything. It probably shows some nice images, maybe shows the odd video. Whereas Facebook, the people can talk straight to you. They can get back to you. They can ask where can I buy your product. You can answer them straight back in real time. There's no delay. There's no need to fill in a contact form. So in terms of brand, it's ideal. It depends what you class as a brand. Liverpool Football Club now use their Facebook pages a lot more than they do their website. And the same if you ever watch Arsenal or Manchester United on TV, the billboards on the side of the park always have join our Facebook pages. So they're heavily promoting them through their own advertisement because they realise that it's worth more to have them on Facebook than it is to have them pop in and out their website. The problem with your website is you could have a million people visit it a month, but who do you know who they are? Who are they? Who are these people? How do you get that information? How do you talk to them? So if you could get the people to go to Facebook instead of your website, then you can capture them better and you can tell them better stuff and you can effectively sell to them at a different level.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook, there's people out there that are at your fingertips. They're open to the suggestions from your brand. They're in a mood to interact. It's easy for them to share with like-minded people. I think in some cases, some brands, you might be losing out by not having a website because that 520 pixels wide is very narrow. It's limited if you've got.
If you let me interrupt you, it won't work for hotels or anybody that actually sells something. If you sell DVDs, you need a website where you can, an e-commerce platform that can handle shipping and tracking and credit card processing. You can sell through Facebook, but it's not the place to do it, because the majority of people who are buying an item are using Google to find that item. They're not using Facebook to find it. So Facebook, people stumble on things and they either like it or they don't like it, or they interact or they don't interact. But when people are in the mood to buy, they don't use Facebook. They maybe use Facebook to ask their friends, have you any of you bought this, whatever, to this website, what do you think about it, and get a review, and then go and buy the product. But Facebook pages are never going to replace Amazon, and they're never going to replace Play.com or anything like that. So if you're a part of something that sells something online, and you need your focus should always be in Google search engine rankings first. But if you're a brand and you're just trying to promote it and other people sell your products, then Facebook pages is the way to do that.
Yes, certain brands, certain types, they're just going to line with certain music brands, actual bands, TV programs, films,
movies, this sort of things where you can leak information effectively. You can give them tasters and you can bring them in. So
fashion brands
are a good place as well. ASOS have now put their full catalogue on Facebook.
That's probably an exception.
That's the exception, but you can't transact through Facebook. It jumps you off onto their booking for their buying process, so that they handle all the information rather than Facebook handle the information. So in summary, what would we say?
Facebook pages can do some things, most of the things that a lot of websites can do, but if you transact online, majorly you need a website. If your brand is sort of directional, quite young, fast moving, you probably get more to gain for less outlay with a Facebook page. But if you're really looking, if you're a retailer, if you're as a big and established brand, you're really going to need a website to back up your Facebook presence.
So, in summary, if you're a nightclub, or you sell beer, or you sell something that's sold in Tesco, Facebook's the way to go. If you actually physically sell something, then a website's the way to go. So that's us on that question. Thanks, Paulina, for your question. I hope this helped. I'm Colin Boyd. This is Grant Ruxton. We've been Boyd Digital Live.